Nigerians will trek from Lagos to Ibadan if my regime do not borrow loans from China. Buhari. Welcome to the news and please please subscribe to our channel. President Muhammadu Buhari on Wednesday justified this regime's several borrowing from China, stating that Nigerians may have to walk from Lagos to Ibadan if the loans were not taken. All I'm asking for is that as we take the loans, we do not take them and build in something that is going to be a liability to Nigeria, but rather will be a source of revenue to the country. If you are borrowing funds now, you want to invest it in, let's say, your business. People are going to applaud you. People are going to tell you to, yes, borrow loans. Because a lot of businesses, whether I like it or not, they borrow loans. A lot. Some of them, that is what they call risk-taking. They take in so much money and they put in loans and make sure their businesses blossom, they expand their businesses. It is a good risk. At the end of the day, it is going to be a good risk when at the end of the day, there is revenue coming. You start smiling. You pay the loans and your business keep expanding and the revenue is increasing. That is when you can start smiling. But for instance, let's say for instance, you actually borrow loans to get a car. And that car, you're not using it for Uber, you're not using it for taxi, it is just taking you to work and back. My dear, it is a liability. Not an asset, a liability. You buy fuel, you service the car, anything that gets spoiled, you buy. You see, at the end of the day, you spend a lot. Now, we are asking, is it a car Nigeria is borrowing to get? Or is it actually a business, to finance a business, to invest in a business? It is seeming like Nigeria is borrowing to buy a car, while other countries borrow to, invest in businesses. That is a problem. They're not going to see if Nigeria is actually borrowing, like I said, borrowing to create more revenue. We are going to say, fine, it's a good risk, right? But this one is at the same time as they are borrowing to buy a car. We don't hear plans on, okay, we have started giving people back their money. We don't hear things concerning that. We keep hearing that they are borrowing and they'll borrow more, but we have never heard on, okay, the ones who borrowed actually, they are working on how to pay them back. Their workability plans are actually in view. We are not hearing anything concerning it. It's very sad though. I weep for our future generations. If we don't do something about, in fact, I've said it before that 2023 is seeming so far with the level of hardship, gnashing of teeth that Nigerians are experiencing now. This is what our future generation should not experience, else, sincerely, they are going to be very ashamed of us. The news in detail, please stay with us. Speaking during an exclusive interview on Channels TV, Mr. Buhari reasoned that it was impossible for his regime to reject Chinese loans without alternative sources of funds. We got the Chinese to help us in the rail and the roads. How can we turn that down? If you had turned that down, maybe between Lagos to Ibadan, you will have to walk, the president argued. Mr. Buhari's regime has come under severe criticism for repeatedly borrowing to finance some projects in the country, particularly the railway project. As of March 2021, Nigeria's debt triple from China has risen to 3.40 billion, according to data from DMO, Debt Management Office. A report by the Nigerian Domestic and Foreign Debt Report, published last year by the National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, estimated the country's total public debt as of September 2020 was 332.2 trillion naira, approximately at $4.57 billion. Despite the criticisms on the borrowings, the Nigerian president reiterated that his regime will continue to borrow. We take that loans where it is necessary. I told you now something, what it is used to be between Lagos and Ibadan alone, not to talk of the rest of the country, he maintained. So the Chinese are welcomed. The president, who had vowed to go to jail to keep borrowing, asserted. He added that Nigerians willing to support his regime in funding projects are also welcome. Anybody that is prepared to come and help us as our infrastructure to do the roads, the rail and the power will be welcomed, Mr. Buhari stated. Finance Minister Zainab Ahmed in September 2021 explained that the regime's constant reliance on loans was within healthy limits. Government had been borrowing before this administration and continues to borrow, and it is important that we borrow to provide developmental projects in the form of roads, rails, bridges, power, and water for sustainable development in the country, she said Ms. Ahmed. In August 2021, the World Bank listed Nigeria among the 10 countries with high debt exposure. Nigeria ranks number 5 with $11.7 billion debt stock, according to a financial statement the World Bank released on behalf of the International Development Association, IDA. As I said earlier, if this was a healthy loan, and a healthy loan is when you are actually borrowing to fund a loan that will bring more revenue. You are borrowing to fund a business that is going to yield more revenue for you, which means the business will develop plans or will develop or bring out money to pay back the loan, and also there will be something left. There will be interest for you, as in there will be profit for you. That is a healthy kind of loan. But you borrowing one that is not healthy is a loan where you borrow to for instance, let's say you're buying a car. You're buying a car, and the car you're not using it for Uber. You're not using the car for taxi. You're not using. It's not bringing you any money. It is a liability rather than an asset. So now that is where it comes from. And another issue here is, as Nigeria keeps borrowing money, we are not hearing about the payment plan. We're not hearing that, okay, they borrowed this money, the payment, how to repay them back is being processed. We don't hear. We keep hearing that they borrow money, which at the end of the day, it's actually very worrisome. It's worrisome. There's a statement that was said by the Minister of Housing and Works. He actually said that the loans they take, that it is a way to ensure that the coming generation contributes to the growth of Nigeria. And I was like, what? It was even very, very worrisome that this person that said this is somebody that is very literate. The person is not just a civilian. The person is a lawyer. The person is not just a lawyer. The person is a senior advocate of Nigeria member. And that was when I said, no, this country, we're in trouble. How did we end up with people who think like this? Something really has to be done. We just pray that they don't borrow to the extent that one day they come one day and say, see, Nigerians, so they said you are ours now. Like, we are going to be looking like, God forbid, it gets to that level. Okay, on this note, we have come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen. And until I come your way next time, enjoy the rest of your day.